Hello, esteemed gentlemen. They say the most dangerous man in the room is the one who says nothing at all. In a world where most people scramble to prove their dominance with loud voices and empty threats, the Sigma male remains an enigma, a silent force you should never underestimate. Studies show that those who rely on silence and observation can outthink and outlast their opponents, making them far more lethal than those who react impulsively. And when it comes to bullying a Sigma male, you're walking into a battle you're destined to lose. His calm exterior isn't a sign of weakness. It's the calm before the storm. A storm that will unravel you in ways you never saw coming. Let's dive into the 10 foolproof reasons why picking a fight with a Sigma male is the worst mistake you could ever make. Number 1. His silence is more dangerous than your words. The Sigma male's silence is not just a lack of words, it's a strategy, a warning, and a weapon all in one. When you try to bully him, you'll likely be thrown off by his calm demeanor, mistaking it for submission. That's where the real danger lies. He doesn't need to raise his voice, throw insults, or engage in petty back and forths because his silence speaks volumes. While you're busy trying to assert dominance, he's already dissecting your intentions, weaknesses, and insecurities, quietly preparing his next move. And here's the kicker. The more you push, the quieter he gets. What most people don't realize is that silence can be far more unsettling than any verbal retaliation. When someone refuses to react, it creates an air of uncertainty, and uncertainty is the breeding ground for fear. You'll find yourself second-guessing every insult you throw his way, wondering if it's even landing. You'll look for cracks in his armor, but none will appear. The power in his silence is that it forces you to confront your own insecurities, your own need for validation, and your own weakness. Most bullies thrive on reaction. They want to see fear, anger, or pain in their target. But the Sigma male gives them nothing. His silence is his shield, and it's far more effective than any loud outburst could ever be. It's like standing in front of a locked door, frantically banging for a response. But all you get is silence. And in that silence, your power dissolves. You've already lost, and he didn't even have to say a word. His silence is more than just a lack of noise. It's a calculated move that makes you realize you're fighting a battle you can't win. At number 2, he observes then dismantles you systematically. A Sigma male isn't someone who reacts on impulse. Instead, he watches, listens, and takes mental notes. When you try to bully him, you're essentially handing him a blueprint to your own undoing. He studies every insult, every sneer, every attempt to provoke him, but not for the reasons you might think. He's not waiting to retaliate in the same childish way. He's quietly figuring out your weaknesses, your insecurities, and the cracks in your facade. And once he has all the information he needs, he takes you apart piece by piece in a way so subtle and precise that you won't even realize it's happening until it's too late. What makes this so dangerous is his patience. Unlike most people who lash out the moment they feel threatened, the Sigma male knows the value of waiting. He's like a chess player who already knows your next 5 moves before you've even made your first. This methodical approach gives him the upper hand every single time. You may think you're getting under his skin, but really, he's just building his strategy. And when he finally does strike, it's not loud or chaotic, it's systematic. He knows exactly where to hit to make the maximum impact with the least effort. You'll find yourself questioning everything you thought made you powerful because he dismantles it so effortlessly. It's not just about beating you at your own game, it's about showing you that you were never in control in the first place. His ability to observe and then dismantle isn't just a defense mechanism, it's a masterclass in psychological warfare. By the end of it, you won't even want to continue the fight because you'll realize you were outmatched from the start. Number 3, he masters the art of outlasting. The Sigma male is built for endurance. Bullies tend to thrive on immediate gratification, expecting quick wins and reactions to fuel their egos. But when they come up against a Sigma male, they're met with someone who doesn't flinch, doesn't react, and most importantly, doesn't quit. He's mastered the art of outlasting his opponents. While most people crumble under pressure, lash out, or retreat, he simply holds his ground, allowing time to do the damage for him. This is where the Sigma's real strength lies. He knows that bullies burn out fast. They throw all their energy into breaking someone down as quickly as possible. But the Sigma male is different. He doesn't waste his energy on pointless confrontations. He knows that by staying composed and resilient, you'll eventually exhaust yourself. The more you try to get a rise out of him, the more you'll realize he's not budging. And the longer you keep at it, the more you reveal your own vulnerabilities, not his. He's the kind of person who knows that true power comes from being able to withstand anything. Every insult, every attempt to undermine him only serves to prove how unshakable he really is. You'll get frustrated, tired, and eventually, you'll give up, because there's nothing more exhausting than trying to tear down someone who refuses to be moved. When you try to bully a Sigma male, you're stepping into a fight you can't win, because he's playing the long game. He's not looking for a quick fix or a petty victory. He's in it for the final result, and that result is your defeat. Not because he outshouted you or outmatched you physically, but because he simply outlasted you, leaving you with nothing but your own defeat to reflect on. At number 4, he is always 3 steps ahead. When you think you've outsmarted a Sigma male, he's already miles ahead, watching you walk right into a trap he set long before you even had a plan. While most people react in the moment, the Sigma is always thinking several steps ahead. It's not just about anticipating what you'll do next. It's about understanding the entire situation from a broader perspective, something most bullies can't even begin to grasp. His mind is wired for strategy. He doesn't just look at the surface level, he considers the ripple effects of every move, calculating how each action will impact the future. This makes him nearly impossible to catch off guard. You think you've got him pinned, but he's been orchestrating things from the beginning, ensuring that by the time you make your first move, he's already countered it in ways you won't even notice until it's too late. What sets him apart is his ability to anticipate your every move. He doesn't need to react with panic or rush into decisions. Instead, he lets you think you're in control, all while guiding you exactly where he wants you to go. By the time you realize what's happening, you're trapped in a situation where every option you thought you had leads to a dead end. Trying to bully a Sigma male isn't just a mistake. It's a miscalculation of epic proportions. His foresight is his greatest weapon. You'll be caught in a maze of your own making while he stands calmly at the exit, waiting for you to realize you were never in control to begin with. By staying 3 steps ahead, he ensures that whatever battle you thought you were fighting, he's already won before it even started. Number 5. He's mentally unbreakable. You can't break him. The Sigma male's mind is an unbreakable fortress. Bullies thrive on the idea that they can mentally break someone, that they can get inside their head and dismantle their confidence piece by piece. But when you come up against a Sigma male, you're dealing with someone whose mental resilience is beyond what most people can comprehend. He's not the type to crack under pressure or buckle when faced with insults or manipulation. In fact, the harder you push, the more you realize just how solid his mental foundation really is. He's been through challenges far tougher than anything you could throw at him. Life has already tested him in ways that have forced him to build an internal strength that no amount of bullying can penetrate. He doesn't need validation from others, and he certainly doesn't care about the opinions of someone trying to bring him down. This makes him immune to the tactics most bullies rely on, leaving them powerless and frustrated. What makes him mentally unbreakable isn't just his confidence, it's his deep understanding of himself. He knows who he is, what he stands for, and what truly matters to him. No amount of outside noise is going to shake that foundation. While you're trying to chip away at his self-esteem, he's calmly watching, unfazed by your efforts. You could throw your best shots and they'll all bounce off without leaving a scratch. Trying to bully a Sigma male is like trying to move a mountain with a feather. It's pointless. He's already built a mental fortress so strong that no outside force can tear it down. And as you struggle to break him, you'll only end up breaking yourself, realizing too late that you've wasted your time on someone who was unbreakable from the start. Number 6, you are not ready for his counterattacks. You're never ready for a Sigma male's counterattack. It's not because he's going to meet you with the same childish tactics you throw at him. He's far beyond that. What makes him so dangerous is the fact that his responses are calculated, precise, and hit in ways you never see coming. While you're busy trying to break him down, he's already plotting a response that's going to cut much deeper than you ever expected. Sigma males don't react in the heat of the moment. They don't lash out or lose control. Instead, they observe, take note of your every move, and wait for the perfect moment to respond. And when they do, it's not with insults or petty comebacks. Their counterattacks are psychological, aimed directly at your weak points, the insecurities you've been trying to hide. He doesn't need to scream or threaten to make you feel small. One well-placed comment, one sharp observation, and you'll feel like your entire facade has been shattered. What makes his counterattacks so devastating is that they're not impulsive. They're strategic. He lets you dig your own hole, feeding into your overconfidence until he delivers a blow that feels effortless, yet completely dismantles your sense of control. It's not just about defending himself, it's about making you realize you were never in control to begin with. His calm demeanor hides a mind that's always a few steps ahead, and by the time you figure out what's happening, he's already flipped the situation on its head. Bullies expect a fight. They thrive on emotional reactions, on seeing their target flustered or scared. But a Sigma male gives them none of that. Instead, he counters with a level of composure and intelligence that they simply aren't prepared for. His responses aren't just a defense, they're a masterclass in showing you that you were outmatched from the start. Number 7, he can expose your insecurities without lifting a finger. A Sigma male has an uncanny ability to expose your deepest insecurities without even lifting a finger. It's not that he goes out of his way to find your weak spots, it's that his mere presence forces you to confront them. Bullies rely on making others feel small to boost their fragile egos. But when they target a Sigma male, they're met with a confidence so deeply rooted that it reflects their own insecurities right back at them. His self-assuredness makes you question your own worth without him having to say a word. When you try to tear him down, you're really just projecting your own weaknesses onto him. And instead of reacting, he stands there unbothered, silently making you realize just how hollow your attacks really are. The harder you push, the more you expose what's really driving your behavior, your own fear of inadequacy. While you're trying to pick him apart, you'll start to feel the cracks in your own armor showing. It's a psychological shift that happens so subtly, you won't even notice it until it's too late. His refusal to engage in petty back and forth only deepens your frustration, and that's where things get dangerous for you. The more you try to get a reaction, the more you're forced to face the fact that he simply doesn't care about your opinions. And that indifference? It stings more than any comeback ever could. It leaves you standing there, vulnerable and exposed, because suddenly the power dynamic shifts. You're no longer the one in control. He never had to lift a finger or raise his voice. Your own insecurities did all the work for him. By the end, you're not just questioning your approach to the Sigma male, you're questioning yourself, wondering why his unshakable confidence has you feeling so off balance. That's his real power. Number 8, he will rise stronger and you'll stay the same. When you try to bring down a Sigma male, you might succeed in knocking him down temporarily. But what you fail to realize is that he's built to rise stronger every time. While you're throwing your best efforts at him, thinking you've won, he's quietly regrouping, learning, and growing in ways you can't even see. A Sigma doesn't wallow in defeat, he studies it. Every setback, every insult, every attempt to tear him apart only fuels his evolution. You see, a Sigma male views challenges differently from most people. To him, adversity isn't something to be feared or avoided, it's a tool for growth. When you think you've broken him, he's actually just using the experience to sharpen his skills, fortify his mindset, and come back even more resilient than before. While you remain stuck in the same patterns, repeating the same bullying tactics, he's evolving, rising above the situation with a deeper understanding of himself and the world around him. It's a cycle you can't break. The more you try to hurt him, the more he adapts and grows. And eventually, you'll notice something that'll shake you to the core. You're still the same. While he's become stronger, more self-assured, and mentally tougher, you've stayed in the exact spot you started, stuck in a game that no longer has any effect on him. That realization stings because it forces you to confront your own stagnation, while the Sigma male you thought you were beating has moved far beyond you. By the time he rises, you'll have lost not just the battle but your own sense of superiority. The Sigma male's strength isn't just in his ability to withstand, it's in his constant rise, always stronger, always more prepared, while you remain exactly where you started. Number 9. Your opinions are meaningless in his world. In the world of a Sigma male, your opinions hold no weight. This can be a bitter pill for bullies to swallow, especially when they rely on the power of influence to maintain control. When they try to chip away at him with insults or judgments, they're often met with an unsettling calmness. He doesn't engage with their attempts because, quite frankly, he doesn't care. He's not seeking validation from anyone. His self-worth is anchored firmly within himself. While you're busy crafting your critiques, hoping to get a rise out of him, he's not even listening. He's immune to the noise you create, and that silence is deafening. Your words, which may be powerful in the eyes of others, fall flat against the stone wall of his indifference. It's as if you're throwing pebbles at a mountain. The impact is negligible, while the mountain stands resolute and unmoved. What makes this dynamic even more infuriating is that his lack of reaction doesn't come from insecurity. It's a testament to his inner strength. When he dismisses your opinions, it's not out of weakness, but from a profound understanding of his own values and principles. He knows what he brings to the table, and your attempts to undermine him only highlight your own desperation for control. As he remains unaffected, you're left standing there, grappling with the reality that your words carry no power. In your quest to diminish him, you inadvertently expose your own fragility. The Sigma male's unshakable self-assurance is a mirror reflecting your need for approval, and that realization can be more damaging than any insult you could muster. Ultimately, your words mean nothing to him. They're just echoes in a vast emptiness, while he continues to thrive in his own unbothered realm. Number 10. Your group tactics won't intimidate him. When it comes to intimidation tactics, the Sigma male stands as an immovable force, impervious to the pressures of group dynamics. While bullies often rely on their social circles to create a sense of power, the Sigma male operates independently, which shatters the illusion of control that many attempt to wield. You might gather your friends to launch a collective attack, thinking that numbers will give you strength. But for him, this is simply a backdrop to his quiet resilience. He doesn't need a crowd to validate his existence or dictate his worth. While you're busy trying to rally your allies, he's observing and analyzing, waiting for the perfect moment to disengage from the chaos. His strength lies in his ability to remain emotionally detached from the drama around him. When you come at him with your crew, hoping to corner him and make him feel isolated, he sees it as nothing more than a theatrical performance. He knows that the louder you shout and the more people you gather, the more desperate your need for validation becomes. What's truly powerful is his ability to stand firm against intimidation. He doesn't flinch when faced with group tactics. Instead, he harnesses a quiet strength that radiates confidence. As you throw insults and jabs, you'll notice that he remains unperturbed, his calm demeanor unsettling to those who thrive on creating chaos. He doesn't react because he's simply not afraid. The more you attempt to intimidate him with numbers, the more you reveal your own vulnerabilities. Your group tactics serve only to highlight how fragile your confidence is, while the Sigma male's individual strength remains unyielding. In this psychological game, he knows that true power doesn't come from a crowd, but from an unwavering self-assurance that leaves your attempts at bullying impotent. In the end, while you huddle together for support, he stands alone, and that solitude is what makes him truly formidable. In a world where power dynamics often favor the loud and aggressive, the Sigma male redefines strength through his quiet resilience and self-awareness. Attempting to bully him is not just futile. It's a lesson in the futility of trying to undermine someone who thrives on independence and inner confidence. His silence, strategic mindset, and ability to remain unbothered by group intimidation expose the cracks in your own armor while allowing him to rise stronger after every encounter. In confronting a Sigma male, you quickly realize that your opinions, tactics, and collective pressures are powerless against his unwavering self-assuredness. Each attempt to belittle him only serves to reveal your own insecurities and the depths of your desperation for control. The true irony is that while you may set out to assert dominance, it's you who ends up feeling vulnerable, caught in a psychological trap of your own making. In the end, the Sigma male is not just a survivor. He's a force of nature, one who transforms every challenge into an opportunity for growth. His journey reminds us that real strength lies not in overpowering others, but in the ability to rise above the chaos, unshaken and undeterred. So, if you think you can intimidate or bully a Sigma male, prepare for a reality check. You might just find that in your quest for dominance, you've awakened a strength within him that you never saw coming. If you found this exploration of the Sigma male's strength intriguing, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. Join us as we delve into the dynamics of personality and relationships. Hit that subscribe button and be part of our community.